Imagine someone you love disappears. You go to the police. They search for a few hours, and then an officer tells you, "It's okay, we've spoken to her. She's alive. She just doesn't want you to know where she is." So what are you supposed to do? You wait, because the police said she's safe. Except they never actually spoke to her. And 104 days after she disappeared, her body is found, just a short walk from where she had been staying. Then another family comes forward. They say the exact same thing happened to them. Police told them their missing relative was alive. He wasn't. Tonight, we're going to Jeju Island in South Korea. It's a story about a flaw in a country's security system. What happens when the system that's supposed to look for you simply decides you've already been found? And this case might be bigger than we thought. Welcome to the podcast You Can't Unhear. Her name was Jang Mi-ran. She was 37 years old and had been staying long-term in Halim-yup on Jeju Island. On the night of May 12th, at around 10:15 p.m, CCTV captured Jang leaving her accommodation. That became the last confirmed image of her before she disappeared. 3 days passed, no Jang. So on May 15th, at approximately 6:43 p.m, her boyfriend reported her missing. And initially, police actually began searching. They used information from her phone, and officers searched around Halim Port and nearby accommodations. So far, this sounds exactly like what should happen when someone disappears. But then, something changed. At approximately 9:16 p.m, only around 2.5 hours after Jang was reported missing, the officer handling her case closed it. The officer, whose surname has been reported as Boo, allegedly told Jang's boyfriend that police had made contact with her. She was safe. And according to what the boyfriend was told, Jang herself didn't want her location disclosed. So officers who had been searching were withdrawn. Case closed. Except there was a massive problem. Months later, when investigators checked the communications records, they couldn't find that phone call. There was no record showing Officer Boo had spoken with Jang. In fact, police found no record of any officer speaking with her after she disappeared. And it gets worse. Jang's information was removed from the police missing person profiling system. Police now allege the officer entered a code classifying her in a way associated with a traffic accident casualty when deleting her record. So now think about this from her family's perspective. They weren't told, "We can't find her." They were effectively told, "We found her. She's okay." Those are completely different things. And today's update makes the timeline even more upsetting. Police now believe Jang probably died sometime in the early hours of May 13th, the morning after she left her accommodation. Investigators say her phone showed no meaningful location change and no additional calls between the time she disappeared and when it eventually powered off. Preliminary autopsy findings reportedly point toward hanging, and police currently say the evidence suggests a low probability of foul play. A cord belonging to Jang was also reportedly recovered at the scene, but investigators say they're continuing forensic work and keeping possibilities open. So I want to be extremely careful here. There is currently no evidence that Officer Boo killed Jang. There is currently no evidence that the recent deaths discovered during these searches were the work of a serial killer. That's not what this story is. The scandal is about whether missing person investigations were falsely closed, and what opportunities to find those people may have been lost because of it. Jang's loved ones didn't simply forget about her. They still couldn't contact her. A second report was made in July. Eventually, her family began publicly searching for her. They released her real name, her photograph, her physical description. And the case finally started receiving significant attention. Police resumed the investigation. But by then, something incredibly valuable had disappeared. The evidence. When Jang originally vanished in May, there were surveillance cameras throughout the area. According to records later obtained from Jeju authorities, there were 111 security cameras and 7 traffic cameras whose footage could potentially have helped investigators reconstruct her movements. 118 cameras. But the footage was generally retained for only 30 days. And because Jang's investigation had been closed, police didn't preserve it. By June, the relevant footage had automatically disappeared. Police reportedly didn't formally request access to those recordings until August 19th, 61 days after the last of the relevant footage had already been deleted. Think about that. On May 15th, when the first report came in, the footage existed. By the time investigators seriously wanted it, it didn't. And that's why falsely closing a missing person case isn't just paperwork. You lose time. Witnesses forget. Phones die. CCTV gets overwritten. Weather changes scenes. People move. Evidence disappears. You can't simply reopen the file 3 months later and get those 3 months back. And this is where the case went from one officer allegedly mishandling one investigation to something much bigger. Another family heard about Jang, and their experience sounded eerily familiar. Their missing relative was a man in his 60s. He had reportedly left on June 28th after telling his child that his business had failed. He had significant debt and to take care. His family reported him missing on July 2nd. And once again, Officer Boo allegedly handled the case. Once again, the family was told police had contacted the missing person. He was safe. He simply didn't want his location disclosed. So the case was closed. His family believed the police. Why wouldn't they? But they still couldn't contact him. They went back asking for help. And according to his son, they were eventually left with the impression that the family should continue looking themselves. Then they heard about Jang Mi-ran, a missing person whose case had allegedly been closed after a police officer claimed she'd been contacted. And suddenly, the man's family realized, that sounds exactly like what happened to us. On August 21st, the family reported him missing again. The following day, August 22nd, his remains were found in Jeju Island. He had been missing for 51 days. His son later publicly confronted the police. The family had waited because they believed what they'd been told, that their father was alive, that police had spoken to him. Except investigators now allege that wasn't true. And there is another strange detail. Police discovered that the phone number the officer reportedly documented as having used to contact the missing man wasn't actually the man's phone number. Now authorities weren't looking at one questionable closure. They had 2. And 2 dead missing people. Meanwhile, police were finally conducting an intensive search for Jang. On August 24th, 104 days after she disappeared, searchers entered an area near her former accommodation. At around 10:46 in the morning, they found a body at a palm tree farm in Hallim-yup. It was Jang. Her fingerprints could no longer be used because of decomposition, but dental records confirmed her identity. Her phone, bracelet, and ring were reportedly recovered with her. And here's the detail that makes the whole story difficult to process. She wasn't discovered somewhere on the opposite side of Jeju. She was found approximately 400 meters from her accommodation, according to the latest KBS reporting. Other reports have described it as less than a kilometer away, roughly a 10-minute walk. For more than 3 months, her family didn't know where she was, and she was nearby. The intensified searches surrounding the missing person controversy resulted in several bodies being discovered on Jeju in a short period. That's where some headlines have become confusing. 4 bodies were reportedly found during recent searches, but authorities have emphasized that there is no established connection between all 4 deaths, and no evidence currently suggests the officer had anything to do with causing them. At least 2 appear unrelated to his handling of missing person reports. Authorities have also said there were no immediate indications of foul play in the deaths currently at the center of the scandal. So the number 4 sounds sinister, but right now it's not evidence of 4 connected deaths. The number investigators are much more concerned about is 298. Officer Bu worked in the missing person unit at Jeju Western Police Station for approximately 1 year and 5 months. From March 2025 through July 2026, he handled 298 missing person reports. All of them are now being reviewed. Earlier reporting suggested roughly 10 cases showed potential irregularities, and for a period, police couldn't immediately confirm the whereabouts of several people involved. But as of August 26th, police say they have not yet confirmed another falsely closed case beyond Jang and the man in his 60s. That could change. The review is still underway. A special task force of approximately 20 investigators has now been created specifically to go back through the files. They're comparing what Officer Bu entered into the system with what actually happened. Did he call? Did he search? Was the person actually located? Did the family really say what the report claims they said? Imagine having to ask those questions 298 times. And probably the biggest unanswered question is, why would an officer allegedly do this? Right now, we don't have a confirmed answer. There is no established evidence that he knew Jang personally. No established evidence he knew the other deceased man. And no evidence connecting him to their deaths. The criminal allegations against him concern things including dereliction of duty and falsification of official electronic records. He has reportedly denied falsely closing Jang's case, maintaining that he did make contact with her. But investigators say the phone records don't support that claim. So until investigators establish a motive, I don't think we should invent one. Because whatever the explanation is, the documented consequences are already serious enough. At the time, an individual officer could apparently close a missing person case without requiring a second supervisor to sign off, which means one person could effectively decide, found, safe, closed, and the system didn't necessarily force someone above them to verify that conclusion. After this case exploded, police announced that missing person investigations will now require supervisory approval before they're closed. Several senior officials in the supervisory chain have also faced administrative consequences, and national police leadership publicly apologized. President Lee Jae Myung has now ordered a thorough investigation. Interior Minister Yoon Ho-jung has apologized as well. And the timing is particularly sensitive because South Korea is preparing to give police greater investigative responsibility as prosecutorial powers are restructured. In other words, this isn't just about Jeju anymore. It's become a national question. Who checks the people responsible for checking whether someone is safe? But underneath all this, there are 2 families. One family was allegedly told, "We spoke to her. Another was allegedly told, "We spoke to him." And those statements matter because families behave differently once police tell them somebody is alive. You stop imagining they're injured somewhere. You stop expecting an emergency. Maybe you think they're angry. Maybe they're embarrassed. Maybe they just need space. So you wait and can only hope they are okay. Thanks for joining me tonight. The case is still developing, so don't forget to subscribe and you won't miss any updates about this case. Until next time, stay curious, stay safe, and I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.